So, hold on. The previous slide has what Ori and Obi. We didn't go over those two. Yes, I know, EI. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm aware. Hold on. Oh, one moment. Yeah, I do for saying that. I didn't forget. So look, everyone. There were phenomena happening on the earth plane that was problematic for the people. Okay, and so when they went to go consult with the priest about these issues, the priest did a special spiritual work, did Idafa, did divination, and told the people not to worry, that Olódùmarè was gonna send some special spiritual messengers to assist with the issues. And that's when the Egúngún show up. Well, the people did not recognize them as the help. Listen to this, you all. The people did not recognize the help that God sent. Wherever the Egúngún masquerades went, they was healing left and right. But the people didn't realize that. They didn't attribute the answer to their prayers to being these strangers, these strange visitors that had come from the heavenly realm. They didn't attribute the positive changes to them. So what they do, they chase them away. They chase them away and they tell them, shoot, go from this place. You know, we don't want your kind here. Go from this place. So the Egúngún actually had to scatter out, move around the world. They couldn't stay in the one place because they were being shooed away, right? Everywhere the Egúngún went, they were healing. There was healing happening. There was blessings coming to the community. The malevolent spiritual forces that we call Ajogun sometime forces, the malevolent spiritual forces that were negatively influencing those communities were appeased and put at bay whenever these masquerades would show up and perform their ritualistic dance around the community, around the town. That's what I want to tell you about that. More detail in that book, though. What is Ori? We have a whole section on this, so we're not going over this. But in essence, we're talking about the spirit of your destiny. OB, I mentioned it earlier. It's a special tool. It comes from a tree. It's a special tool, though, we use for divination at the basic level. I mentioned it earlier. It's a tool of divination that we use at the basic level. I will teach you all how to do it, but you don't learn that to the very end of academy. And shortly after you learn it, your sphere is complete and you're graduated. And if you choose to remain with me, you may. But if you choose to go, I always wish you well and leave the door open for you to consult with me in the future. Look, what is Ori? Ori means head, but it's head, which is the symbol, the representative of your destiny on your physical body. There is a spirit inside of your head. There is literally a spirit inside of your head. Literally, there is a spirit that lives inside of your head. And it's different from your soul. It's different from your soul. Yes, you have more than one spirit living in your body. We'll get to it though. They have their own sections. What I want to do now is go here. Why do we not need any spiritual tools per se, or emblems necessarily, to communicate with our Egúngún? It is because we came to the planet with direct access to them. And our ancestors are reborn through us. We have their DNA. We have them coursing through our blood, y'all. We share the blood with them. Our bones. We share our bones with them. You all, some of us see things that we've never experienced before. We've inherited memories. If you can inherit, again, I always say this, if you can inherit eye color, if you can inherit hair texture, if you can inherit buttocks size, breast size, dental structure, why you can't inherit memory? Why you can't inherit spiritual genetics? You can. You can inherit the memories of your ancestors. That's why we say we are them. I don't know who made this up. I think it was Octavia Butler. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. I might be mixing up my quotes, but you get the gist of it, you know? We are the ones we've been waiting for, and we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. It's because we're them. We're them. How you gonna submit yourself to a spiritual tradition that excludes the possibility of reincarnation? What that tradition is telling you is that your ancestors cannot be reborn. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Why you think we say, you look at the baby that came out the womb, fresh out the womb. You look at this baby and you say, man, this baby look like they been here before. You all, through the things that we're saying, that we're doing, we are living and walking contradictions to the mainstream religious dogma and ideology that has not only been diluted, but that has also been force-fed to us. I am not saying there's no benefit in mainstream spirituality and religion. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but you do have a responsibility to point out the mistruths or the lies. And you also have a responsibility to point out the ways in which they are used to divide us. You have a responsibility to do that for yourselves. You have a responsibility to investigate for yourself what has been identified as true for us. You have a responsibility to trace that back to its source, so you can see what that is, what the meaning is in the context of origin. We have direct access to our ancestors. We need nothing else. We can open up our mouth and we can call them to help make right the wrongs in some of our family lineages. We can invoke them and we can call them to assist us to fulfill our highest destinies. We can invoke them and we can call them for protection when we are scared, when we are being wronged, when we are stuck and stagnant and confused. They are waiting for us to do that, because that helps them to more fulfill their spiritual destinies as spiritual bodies now left their fleshly bodies. We continue to give their existence purpose because they still exist. And if we do not do our part, we are not only depriving ourselves and our future generations and our family and our community and our collective selves as a people in the world, but we are also depriving our ancestral spirits of their opportunity to continue to do what they love to do, and that is help their descendants they have left behind. Do your work. Do your work. No one can disconnect you from your ancestors. No one. No one. No human can do that. I don't care what devices of trickery and manipulation and puppeting and lies. No one can disconnect you from your ancestors. No one can disconnect us from our ancestors. I'm telling you, you all. I'm telling you. When I tell you my Egúngún, they just inside me. They ride me. They drive me. They fly me. I cannot stop thinking about them. I cannot stop thinking about them. I cannot stop thinking about what life was like for them. I cannot stop thinking about what they would have achieved had they not been oppressed. I cannot stop thinking about, the quality of life, the enhanced possible quality of life, their ability to be more confident inside themselves and in their families, our men's ability to feel like, optimal providers and protectors for their wives and for their children. You understand? I cannot stop thinking. That is in my spirit, it's in my soul, it's in my heart, and I'm telling you, I think about it every day. And I don't see how you can also. I don't need anybody to make a movie for me or recite a poem for me. All I gotta do is look in the mirror. And I don't even have to do that. I wake up sometimes and I thank God that at an early age, I stood in the mirror and I asked myself the question. I had to be 4 years old because I only remember being 5 after that. I looked in the mirror and I said, how am I me? As a baby, I asked myself that question, how am I me? Who am I? And I'm going to tell y'all something. There was so much passion in me as a little girl asking that question. When I tell you they brought down the answer still comes. The answer still comes. I do not see how you can be melanated and not be driven by the spirit of your ancestors to live your life to the fullest. I do not see it. It's insanity to me. I do not see how you can know you are a descendant of your ancestors and you let yourself be defeated, especially by your own self. It just blows my mind. You have no excuses. This life is not hard. They did all the hard work. I don't care if your Egúngún were indigenous to the continent of Africa and kidnapped and brought over here. Was an enslaved African professional that was brought over here. I don't care if your Egúngún was indigenous to the Americas. It doesn't matter. We all were oppressed. We all were brutalized. We all were lied to. We all have been mistreated, and we all still are being mistreated systemically. It's beyond me how one can be detached from that. When you think about it that way, you should be driven every day. You should not have no ounce of self-consciousness about expressing your ancestry. You have direct access to them because you are them. You are them. You are them. Get that. Let that sink in. You are them. You are them. You are them. You are them. Make things right in your own unique way. And if everybody focused on that, don't you know that global change would happen? As it already is, because that's happening. That's what's happening. We are in the midst of one of the greatest spiritual and ancestral awakenings we have known. We're in the midst of it. You're a part of it. You're a part of it. You're going to learn how to cast Obi Abata to ask your ancestors specific questions and get a very clear and definitive specific answer. Let me tell you how you can do this right now without knowing how to cast Obi. Meditation, visualization, prayer, chanting, meditative life movement with a visual, intentional focus and mindfulness about what music you're listening to when you're doing your workouts and your kinesthetic life movement. You can invoke your Egúngún. You can ask them questions in a devotionalized manner, and you can receive an answer. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not trying to, trivialize this. I'm going to save that story. I'm going to save it. I'll write it down. I'll save it. I think this is a good place to segue and let you all ask questions if you have questions, because I've taken us well over time, and I have a 2:00 session to teach with Sphere 4 or 5 on Obi casting. I will open up for you all to ask questions, and I think I can probably take about 5. And I need to honor y'all's time and let you all go. I know you have things to do. Today is Sunday. You can, Ogbo Ato Iya, question and answer begins now.